50 Cent just sold Big Meech's life rights to Rick Ross. BMF dead, new empire rising. In a move that sent shockwaves to the entire hip-hop and TV industry, 50 Cent has officially sold Big Meech's life rights to none other than his longtime rival, Rick Ross, just days after news broke that BMF production was shut down indefinitely, with the series on ice and Lil Meech sacked. 50 made what many are calling the most unexpected but strategic pivot of his career. What started as a collapse may now be the start of a new empire, this time in Rick Ross's hands. But behind that decision is a storm of betrayal, desperation, and power plays that could change everything we know about the Black Mafia Family legacy. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Let's break this down. When 50 Cent first secured the life rights to Big Meech's story, it was seen as a power move. It was 50 doing what he always does, staking his claim in a territory no one else dared to touch. The BMF series was born from that acquisition, a gritty dramatization of the infamous Flenory brothers' rise in the drug empire that swept America in the early 2000s. 50 had the blessing of Big Meech himself, and that was everything. With Meech's son, Lil Meech, playing his father on screen, the show had a magic that couldn't be fabricated. It felt real because it was real. But then the empire began to crumble. Behind the scenes, trouble had been brewing. Lil Meech got caught in legal entanglements. Rumors spread of him being difficult on set, and eventually, 50 Cent did the unthinkable. He fired Lil Meech, with the soul of the show ripped out. Fans turned on the series. The final blow came when Starz suspended the BMF release indefinitely. No release date, no press, no future. It was over, and that left 50 Cent holding the rights to a story that could no longer be told through his original vision. Enter Rick Ross. For years, Ross has made it no secret that he admired the BMF story. He rapped about Meech, dropped references to family, and even credited their lifestyle as part of the larger-than-life image he crafted as the boss. But it always seemed like a distant dream for Ross to ever get his hands on the actual rights. That was 50's territory. And we all know the long-standing beef between them, one of the most vicious in hip-hop history. Diss tracks, lawsuits, even personal jabs about kids and baby mamas. These two weren't just rivals. They were enemies. So when the news broke that 50 Cent had sold Big Meech's life rights to Rick Ross, jaws hit the floor. Nobody saw this coming, not even insiders. Sources close to the situation say that once BMF was placed on indefinite hold, 50 Cent knew he had to make a move. He had invested too much into the project to let the rights rot on the shelf. Legal teams got involved. Phone calls were made. And somewhere along the way, Rick Ross made an offer that 50 simply couldn't refuse. We're talking a massive deal, upwards of $100 million, according to whispers in the executive circle. With no show to air, no network greenlight, and no leading actor, 50 pulled the trigger. And now, Big Meech's story is in the hands of the boss. This is more than a deal. This is a cultural reset. Think about the irony. 50 Cent built his brand on being the underdog who took out giants. He bodied Ja Rule. He survived industry politics. He created a hit show empire on Starz. But now it's Rick Ross, his sworn enemy, who might carry the BMF torch forward. It's the ultimate twist. And depending on how this plays out, Ross might end up doing what 50 couldn't, finishing the BMF story. Let's talk implications. First off, Big Meech's blessing still matters. Even if the rights are sold, the legacy's authenticity hinges on whether Meech supports the new direction. Early indicators suggest that Meech isn't happy with how things unfolded between 50 and his son. Some sources even say he feels betrayed, that his son was abandoned in a moment of hardship. If Ross steps in promising to tell the full story, with Lil Meech back in the picture, there's a real chance Meech might publicly co-sign this move, and that would change everything. Imagine Rick Ross executive producing a new BMF project with Lil Meech back in the lead, maybe on Netflix or Prime Video. Bigger budget, broader platform, fresh energy. If Ross pulls that off, it'll be the comeback of the decade, not just for BMF, but for Ross himself as a media mogul. But let's not forget, this is still war. While 50 Cent may have sold the rights, don't think for a second that he's walking away quietly. Some say this move is actually strategic revenge. Think about it. 50 sold Ross a golden egg, but it's wrapped in barbed wire. He knows how hard it is to execute a show like BMF. He's been through the trenches, fighting actors, studios, censors, and critics. By offloading it now, he gets the bag without the baggage. If Ross stumbles, 50 gets the last laugh. If Ross succeeds, well, that's another story. Then there's the fans. Reactions are split. Some are excited. They believe Rick Ross will bring a new flavor to the story, with his Miami aesthetics and larger-than-life production style. Others are furious, calling it betrayal of everything BMF stood for. You can't sell street legacy like it's a sneaker brand, one viral tweet said. Meech trusted 50 with his story. Now let's go to the dude he clowned in every interview. And the truth is, both sides are valid. This isn't just business. This is legacy. This is culture. When you're telling the story of one of the most powerful crime families in American history, who tells it and how they tell it matters more than anything. This story shaped communities,